As we all know, Vlad is doing an interview with Hernandez Govan, and he breaking it down into parts. So every other day, or I say like every 6 to 12 hours, he putting out a different part. And this part right here, Govan kind of touch on what happened to Lotta Desto.
It's a lot of false, I guess, reports out there saying that my daughter was killed because something related to this case.
Right.
If that was the case, I wouldn't be sitting here. My daughter was killed over a botched robbery, and she just so happened to go to a club one night with her girlfriend in Houston. And I mean, I actually have the reports, the affidavits from the guys that, you know, that actually killed my daughter, and they told everything. It was actually 4 more other people charged as well, because it was like they seen her in the club, they knew who she was because she's very popular on social media, and they said they knew her jewelry was real because, you know, she hung out with Uzi every day, all day, and robbed her when she left. Some little kids, and it had nothing to do with the situation that I was involved in.
Didn't you make a Facebook post after she passed away and you apologized, saying that your lifestyle may have cursed her?
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. My daughter's, her mother's side of the family, they good people. And, you know, it was like, she basically got it from me, you know, the hip hop, you know, just the swag, you know, all of that, you know, and it was like she was almost wanting to imitate my lifestyle growing up. So that was my reason for the apology. It wasn't that I was apologizing for me being the reason that she was killed or anything like that. By her wanting to, I guess, be like her dad, you know, if I would have been a better person or a better role model, maybe she wouldn't have, you know, took liking to the certain things that she did in the street activity.
That's Hernandez Govan's daughter. When she got murdered 2 or 3 years ago in Texas, a lot of people automatically tied it to the Young Dolph situation because it did look a little eerie. It was kind of like, dang, you know, and then not only that, Hernandez wrote a status on Facebook that kind of just looked like he was suffering from his own karma with something that probably was tied to the Dolph situation, leading to his daughter's demise. There were like 2 or 3 different reasons why people thought she got murdered. And some people was even saying that it had something to do with the Julio situation, because Julio did a song with her. She was fanned out, you know, just, I won't say fanned out, she liked his music and ended up linking with him in Jacksonville, and they did a feature together. And in this feature that she did with him, she made reference to how she was riding with Julio when he got her tripping out and she smoking leaky or something like that. And he said he asked her, you know what you're doing, right? You know, you just did somebody that this could get real for you. And she didn't seem to care. I saw this on a No Jumper interview that Julio did.
So we do the song and shit, and she said one bar on that bit, and I told her too, I say, you know what you just said, right? Like, you just diss like the people I don't fuck with type shit. She like, man, it is what it is. I said, you know what you just said, right? And even the people I don't fuck with, they were like, man, why she did that? Like, she ain't even from Jacksonville. Like, I'm like, shit, that's her. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't tell nobody what to do, but I tried to stop it.
Thinking about that, you know, I won't just say that this part of the interview is false. I know we got a lot of digging to do because people are trying to wiggle that, you know, and figure out how can they catch Govan in a lie? Because you beat this case, true enough, but some of the things that you're saying on Vlad right now, it just don't add up to the history that you have in Memphis leading up to what happened to Young Dolph. So everybody is sitting back just watching the interview, just locked in, trying to catch him in some type of lie. But this part right here, I feel like, you know, for what it's worth, he wasn't capping on that. And he even said that, you know, when he wrote the status on Facebook, Vlad asked him about it. He said that at the time when he wrote it, he felt like part of what happened to his daughter, not saying that it was a situation that led to it that had something to do with him, what she suffered from. He said what made him post that was because he felt like, you know, with the side of the family that her mom, what she came from on her mom's side versus what type of side he come from, you know, just being her dad and stuff, he exposed her to the rap. He exposed her to the street life, just being around him, watching him move a certain way, you know, through Memphis, and he felt like, you know, when she died, you know, had he not introduced her to this street persona and this rap industry and all that stuff like that, she would have never wanted to be a rapper or just on that type of time, and she never would have died in the situation she died in. And he also said, you know, if you listen to the video, he kind of feel like what happened to her was tied to just a rapper. I don't know, man. I done heard like 2 or 3 different stories. I went down just, you know, some old content rabbit holes that they trying to put 2 and 2 together, and I feel like I say it's less because of what happened to Dolph and probably more because of what was going on with the Jacksonville Fulio situation at the time. And this is my theory, you know, this is what I thought about, because if you think about it, a lot of them guys frequent Houston, the Jacksonville dudes with Young and Ace. So it would make more sense, you know, if she got caught slipping, to get caught slipping by one of his guys for dissing like that. When you see the events and how they were playing out from like 2016 all the way up until last year when Fulio passed. So I kind of believe that more than I believe it being something because of the Dolph situation. That's just me. Then you got people also saying that, you know, she was a person who, she wasn't no saint. You know, she was a female version of what the males do out here, just not at that ultimate scale, but she knew how to rob somebody, she knew how to take something. So it could have been a list of things that led to what happened to her. So in conclusion, I'm gonna say on this one, you know, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I don't feel like he just saying what needs to be said in front of the camera on his part. Kinda, sorta, because it's a street situation, but to tie it to Dolph and say that happened because of young Dolph, yeah, I'm on his side on this. In this, and if you stay to the end, hit the like button, subscribe, share, comment down below. Let me know what you think, and I'm gonna try to just, you know, give my take and break it down into a little series of listening to Govan interviews and try to see what I take from it. So if you're following this and you like this, man, just hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, and interact with it. You know, it's T-RaeTv. I'm out.